and how carpenter Reg Stickings is keeping Northern Soul alive in Hertfordshire. That's tonight's Inside Out. Now, our last story tonight is about one man's love for Northern Soul. Reg from Hertfordshire is so passionate about it, he decided to write a book. Even though he struggles with his reading and writing, it took him 7 years, but he did it. And now he's sold thousands of copies. Colleen Harris got invited into his Shrine of Soul. Oh, and there's some pretty snappy dancing too.
Just move on up.
54-year-old Reg Stickings from Hemel Hempstead is a carpenter by trade, but he also lives a secret life that few of his customers know anything about. It was on his 13th birthday that Reg was first introduced to the love of his life. The affair started innocently enough at his local youth club. 40 years on, and Reg still remembers that magical moment as if it were yesterday.
A guy was playing some records at the local youth club, and he played this track called The Letter by the Box Tops. And when I heard it, it just blew me away. Fantastic music. I asked the girl what the music was called, and she said it's soul music.
When she wrote me a letter, said she couldn't live without me no more.
From that moment on, Reg was hooked. He tried to find out as much as he could about this new type of music. And at first, he was drawn to something called Northern Soul.
Northern Soul, that was a name they gave to an up-tempo beat music, which they played up the north of the country. It was like an up-tempo Motown, very similar, from unknown artists. And they just had to put it in a pigeonhole, and they called it Northern Soul.
For years, Reg travelled all around the country in search of soul clubs. In the 70s, that meant trekking up to places like Blackpool and the mecca for all soul fans, Wigan Casino.
The music was out of this world, absolutely out of this world. We never heard tracks like it. It was just a wonderful place. You went up some stairs and the smell of stale brute, aftershave, that was sticks in my mind quite a lot. And droplets falling from the ceiling, the condensation, and the dancers. We'd never seen dancing like it. They span like ice skaters. And when you saw 1,000 dancers, it was unbelievable.
Hey, Mr. Watson, listen what
the lady told me.
She said, Larry,
I'm sorry, I gotta go. I found a new love that I love more.
Reg's home is a shrine to soul. He's built up a huge collection of music, most on original vinyl.
7-inch singles, you've never seen them, have you? How old are you?
No, I have seen them. How many have you got? There's so much.
There's thousands. I've been collecting since I was 13, I suppose.
oh, too late.
Way too late, baby. You messed up your good thing. I'm through with you, girl. This is great bit. She's messing around and make you an alcoholic.
Sorry about that.
If you had to pick one which means the most to you, which one would it be?
Well, there's so many records for so many different times. Everyone's a different girlfriend, different venue, different place in time, different age. And then when you have hiccups in life, when things without the music, oh, I don't know. I don't know how you'd get by.
This is a lesson for me in soul music.
Right.
I thought I was quite good at it. Your whole face lights up when you sing this song. Lovely.
This man is suffering from an overdose of joy. Lucky fella.
Soul music in all its forms means everything to Reg. It defines who he is. He wanted to share his passion with others and was persuaded by his friends to write a book about it. But there was a problem. Reg struggles to read and write.
One of my friends set it up on the computer for me, and within 20 minutes I phoned her up crying, saying either this computer's having a laugh or I'm rubbish. She said, "You're not rubbish, Reg." She said, "I'll come and have a look." And when she come down, she said, "I'm afraid you're going to have to write the book by hand." And as soon as you finish the chapter, you fetch it to myself or your sister, and we'll type it up for you. But you're going to have to read it to us because we can't make head nor tail of your writing. And that's how I wrote the book.
Despite the difficulties, Reg never gave up. It took him an amazing 7 years to finish the book. Called Searching for Soul, it's proving a big hit with thousands already sold. Since writing his book, Reg is in big demand to give talks. His latest visit is to the Hemel Hempstead School. He hopes his experiences will inspire others.
It is about collecting soul music, and but mostly it's about growing up. Your first girlfriend, your first time you went shopping, to get your own clothes, ducking and diving, what your youth clubs, growing up, getting into nightclubs, dance music, and things like that. It's wrote how I talk. A lot of people say, oh, you must hear the guy talk before you read it, because he's talking to you all through the book.
Do you feel that school gave you a lot of support with your problems with reading and writing?
I wasn't let down at school, but I didn't like some of their ways. The teachers had to work. They all have to work till the middle of the class. There was no support teachers in them days, so as they're working to the middle of the class, the clever ones were getting held back a bit, and the slow ones couldn't keep up. I've been told that people who struggle with reading and writing are reading my book. If it encourages them to read or do writing themselves, I've won the polls, really. It'd be a great achievement. Now it's finished and people like it, I'm over the moon, but I could have got it so wrong. More like it than dislike it.
Hemel Hempstead Town Football Club, not the most likely setting for a Northern Soul club, but a couple of times a year, Reg and his mates come here to spend an evening doing what they enjoy most.
Best floor in Hertfordshire.
So tonight's the big night for Reg. He's hosting a soul evening tonight, and as you can see, I've come dressed for the part, and he's kindly agreed to show me some of the moves I'll need if I'm going to dance to Northern Soul. Reg, show me some of your footwork.
Right, well, take it easy at the start.
Okay.
Right, it's just...
Wow.
It's looking good. Then your arms. Dance is just body movement to music. I mean, you can lose yourself in the music.
Oh my gosh.
You're not bad. All your troubles fade away if you've got any, and you just live for the dance floor. When you're on it, you're listening to what's being played to you, and you just get lost in music.
So obviously, I've got a lot to learn, and I'm going to get back to it. I think it's going to take me all night.
You're a bit funky. Although we like the music and the dancing, it's all about the people. Meeting new people at different soul events is really what the scene is all about. They often say to me, some of my friends, if you lost your legs, Reg, you wouldn't want to be here anymore. And I reply, nah, if I lost my ears, I wouldn't want to be here anymore. I'm 54 now, and if I said goodbye to this wonderful earth on the dance floor, that'd be a brilliant way to go.